Hello everyone, I'm going to do my top 8 pointless baby buys. So these are the products that I bought and I thought, why did I even buy them? They were pointless. So first one is a bath thermometer. Every time I tried to use the thing, it was just I just don't think it gave me the right temperature. I give up. I give up using a bath thermometer. Just used to just test it with a different part of my body. So like I'd use my elbow or like my wrist or something like that. Something that wasn't used, like my hands, that wasn't used to the water, just to check. But a bath thermometer, I gave up in the end with a bath thermometer. I would never buy one again. Second thing is a vibrating bouncer. We ended up using the swinging chair. I did a video before which was like my top 13, I think it was, best buys, but the swinging chair was the better one for us, but the vibrating bouncer, it was just pointless. Like, just, I know a lot of babies that have been fussy in a vibrating bouncer and have always preferred the swing. So yeah, vibrating bouncer, and we've still got the vibrating bouncer. Like, my son must have used this vibrating bouncer had like 10 times, if that, because it just was no good for him. He loved to be swung, so yeah, I wouldn't even bother with that again. The third one is baby plastic forks. I like baby cutlery, like they're designed to be small enough so they can fit in their mouth and stuff, but just the forks, I don't really get it. Like you can't, like the prongs don't grasp any food at all. Just, yeah, most of the time they end up giving up and using their hands anyway, but the plastic cutlery is fine, but just the forks, I'd rather just go and buy a pack of spoons rather than the spoon and the knife, the fork and the spoon set. I'd rather just go and buy a pack of spoons. The fourth thing is milk powder dispensers. When I bought my steriliser, they in there I've got 6 like little. They're only small. You can only fit about 4 ounces comfortably. You can get a bit more, but you have to really squash the powder down. They were just pointless. If you're going to use dispensers, go out, like the milk powder dispensers, go and buy like ones that are made like by like a proper company that does them. They're like big and chunky. You can get as many ounces in as you like, you know. So if your baby's drinking 1 or 9, you can put whatever you want in there. But just the little ones that come in boxes, pointless, just absolutely pointless. I don't know why the companies who make them, like, that add them in, they're just making money for no reason, because they're just pointless. They're just completely, I didn't think they were any good. The fifth thing was the bottle warmer. Although I used the bottle warmer, and it's a great idea, right? It's fine, you know, it's a great idea, but it just takes too long. It just takes forever to heat. It just takes forever to heat up. So you're either just best off to make your bottle up and then put it in your thermal and then just use it like within however long you've got to use it, or just make it up before you know your baby's due the feed, or just put it in some hot water, because it just, well, I suppose it's the same thing, but I'd use it again, because you know that's what they're designed for. But I just find them they just take forever. They just take so long, and the more ounces you've got in there, so when your baby's on like 8 ounces, you're sitting there for a much longer time. In the end, we ended up using the microwave because it was just faster. It was just a lot faster. The sixth thing is bottles that are not designed, that are not like Avent or Tommee Tippee or Nuck or Breastflow or whatever. They're just the bottles that got like the ones you get like from the pound shop. Ones that you just buy like the cheap ones with like the cherry teat on the top. That the teat is so long, it's so skinny and so long, the little lump on the top, that babies, they can't get the knack of it. If they're breastfed, they're so used to their whole mouth being on it, then they've got to like pinch their mouth. My son just didn't use them. I breastfed him, and then when we started using bottles, we used the Tommee Tippee ones, and they were like really large, so he could get his mouth around them. So there wasn't much of a difference, but I was really lucky that he actually took to a bottle. And like, he didn't refuse it and stuff, but he refused them cherry ones, and I just think they're pointless. I don't know. I just see babies drinking them. They look like they're struggling. They're like, their heads go. They're just like they're struggling. I just don't get it. The seventh thing is cloth nappies. I love cloth nappies. Like I do like them, but they're clever because they've designed these new way of doing it, so you basically buy something that looks like a nappy shape, but like it's like a cloth that's designed as a nappy shape with like the tabs and stuff, but like it kind of the fact that it's meant to be cheaper, to cloth nappy, it kind of defeats the object, because there's different sizes, so every time your baby grows you have to go out and buy a whole nother lot. So like to get yourself started, you're looking at like £200 roughly, like to get yourself started. If you want like a decent make, not like some sort of like cheap make, like I don't know. The ones I bought from Mothercare, they were Mothercare's own make, and they were they came in different sizes. So you had newborn, then you had size 1, size 2, size 3, and blah blah blah, and so forth. But it's just them ones are just pointless. Like if you're gonna cloth nappy, then you might as well just do the terry ones, the terry cloth. So then they'll always last, because you just wrap them up and you just pull them as tight as you need them and loosen them up as and when. But the ones that they've made, you have to keep buying a whole new lot. So when your baby outgrows a newborn, which they will do pretty soon, like pretty quickly, and then they're in size 1, then they're in size 2, you end up having to shell out more. Like I don't know roughly how many cloth nappy like them size like that would last you, like how many you'd need for a week, say, before like you wash them. So because you think your baby's gonna be like, especially newborn, they're gonna be like, you're gonna have to change your nappy every 3 hours roughly, every time like you feed them, every 3 to 4 hours. So you think like it's gonna be, and you feed your baby like 8 to 12 times a day, you're gonna be looking at a lot, and it's gonna cost you a lot. I mean, I know their feeds get less and less, and then their nappies get less and less, but still, it just defeats it. Cloth nappies that are designed like a nappy, they're just pointless. If you're gonna cloth nappy, you might as well just use terry cloth. I think you just might as well use terry cloth, because I just wasted my money, because I started off doing them. I bought size 1, like I didn't really know much about it. I bought size 1, and I should have bought newborn. Like my son was a £5.9 baby, and these size 1s, they were so big on him, they were leaking, and it was just pointless. It was just completely pointless. I'm not saying I wouldn't cloth nappy again. I'd just do a bit more research, and I'd probably do the terry ones, because like if you can help on the environment and save a little bit of costs and stuff, I'd rather do that. And then the last one, the 8th one, is shoes, baby shoes. What a pointless idea. Like they're lovely, they're cute, they look lovely in them, but what is the point? Half the time, like, babies just shoes were designed originally so that you'd have something on your feet, so that you wouldn't hurt yourself, so you wouldn't be walking on stone and stuff, and the floor and things like that. Like, they were designed for that. But babies don't walk. They lay in there, they lay down, and there's just no point to them, really. There's no point to crib shoes. There's just no point. They're just a waste of money. I bought a couple. They look lovely and stuff, but I bought some, and they were just pointless. They kick them off, or they end up coming off, because their legs are just, why did I buy shoes? Why? And then when you're training them to walk, I see people, they're training their babies to walk, and they've got crib shoes on. It's not gonna work, because they need to learn to walk in either bare feet or grip socks like the plasticky mouldy bits on the bottom. But yeah, people put their kids in these crib shoes and expect them to walk, and they're too bulky and round. They're not going to get a grip. And I just find newborn shoes and like putting babies in, like babies who can't walk in shoes, is just pointless. Absolutely. I don't know. I just thought the whole thing was just pointless. I think I kind of cottoned on pretty quick. I think we only had 3 pairs, and that's hardly anything. We bought like a knitted pair, which he wore for about 6 weeks. Then they didn't fit him anymore. And then I bought him like these little trainer ones. They're really only cheap from like Asda, I think. And he wore them for quite a bit, but just pointless, because he'd kick them off. And in the end, I just left them off. And then he had some, and he had them for a long time, until he was like 6-7 months. And then he had some brown ones, and he had them until he could walk, actually, and he was walking at 9 months. But it was about 9 months when I changed him. I bought him a pair of, what did I buy? I think I bought him, I don't know if I've even got them now. No. The white trainers, we bought him a pair of white Lacoste trainers, they cost me like £30 odd, but they were like proper trainers and he could walk at the time. So yeah, but no, baby shoes, like baby crib shoes, pointless. Absolutely pointless. They are pretty much all the pointless baby buys, and it's probably not a lot, but most baby things that are out there, they're pretty useful, you know, they're designed to make our life easier, but there's just some things that people invent that are just for money making purposes, like the ones that I've listed. Pretty much, I think they just wasn't necessary to me. They were a little bit pointless. I mean, my pointless baby buys might, you know, some of them, or maybe all of them, might be like your top 10 best buys you could have ever bought, or ones you couldn't ever live without. But just for me, I just found them a waste of money and a bit pointless. So yeah, that's my top 8 of my pointless baby buys. So I'll get another video going soon, and I'll post this one up, and I'll speak to you all soon.